Learn more about Army careers in science, technology, engineering, and math at goarmy.com. More than 150 soldier possibilities ready and waiting. We're back here from Arlington, Texas, here at the Esports Stadium. I'm Corey Dunn. I'm joined here with Jonathan O. And we're also joined from Fort Knox from 8-Track, who's also joining us as well. On behalf of the U.S. Army Esports Squad. And we're already going to be kicking things off here with our final matchup of the day. This is day number 9, and I wish I was in 8-Track shoes. I mean, no, I'm just kidding. This has been so much fun. Getting the chats. I haven't commentated in a long time.
As you say that, Corey, 8-Track, are you actually even wearing shoes?
No.
So you say you wish you were in
pants,
shoes?
though.
Oh, whoa.
That's
Okay,
good.
okay.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't want to find out if you weren't, so.
Hey, you're good.
I'm just
You're
saying,
good.
like,
You're
okay.
good.
Making sure.
Yeah, so Corey, you haven't commentated in a while, right?
Yeah, that's right. You're right.
Yeah,
I-
that's what we were
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
me either. I haven't commentated Counter-Strike at all in my whole life before
That's
this
right. Hey,
tournament.
I want to ask this question.
Left turn.
Yeah, we needed to. I want to ask this question, and this is for those that are here with us in chat. What does everybody think of how well Jono's been doing? For someone that has never casted Counter-Strike ever before, how well has he been doing? But, of course, he's been a huge fanboy of Counter-Strike. So he's watched some really awesome matches. So I want to just give you a shout-out. You've done really, 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 really well, Jono, in this commentary. And, of course, I say it now because hopefully it gets better later on, too. So we'll see how this goes. But, John, great stuff so far. But here we have it. Now all right, we've got that out of the way. Let's talk about this last match. Thank you. Appreciate that. Great acting. So coming up, we've got Rochester going to be facing off against UAH, but this is what we had seen throughout the day. RMU, they advance 16-13. UConn advances 16-8. VCU 16-3, and then Kennesaw 16-8. All of the other teams, UTD, MTU, Drexel, and Purdue, have been sent down to the lower bracket. Here's the second part of the day. This is how it shaped out. Northeastern had pushed on. UCF and Kansas State, they're all moving forward. And then on the other side, Pittsburgh, Miami University, Ohio, and St. Clair College, they are all down to the lower bracket. That brings us to our final matchup of the day. Rochester Institute of Technology versus University of Alabama, Huntsville. Here is Rochester as we take a look here at this team.
Yeah, what we know about this team is that they had their first map on Overpass was a little bit of a struggle. It was 16-14, and then they came back and they were a completely different team, playing absolutely lights out on, once again, Overpass. I'm sure if you are 8-Track, you are very happy to hear that. But the first map was 16-14, and that was against LA Tech. And then they played against Ryerson, and then they won that map 16-7, and that's how they got into this bracket. And this is the team in front of us.
Yeah, you've got Corrupt, MJB, Farrell, K22G, and Sov that are coming into this game. K22G is one of those ones I would say to be looking out for, but this is collectively a dynamite force coming from RIT. So we're trying to push through some things here too. Let's go ahead and introduce their competition as we've got UAH coming in, the Chargers, as we take a look here at this team. This is Control, and CTL just played really well. Nighthawk here on the other side. Again, they had some really, really good games coming in here, and seeing how this one ended up. And of course, we made some adjustments for UAH so they can actually be so we can have them later on in the night. And so you can see there's Seb as well.
This is the wrong team we're looking at. These are different highlights, as Gonzo is not. This is as you can see, that's Kansas State.
Yeah, you're right. That's weird.
Different highlights, but we just wanted the Overpass highlight reel is what we were looking for there, and that's what we got. But now we're looking at Alabama Huntsville. We have Buddy CTL. We've got Fish Sauce, the guy who came in and made the impact for his team. Nighthawk and Titan T. So just to talk about Fish Sauce a little bit, they played the first map without him against LSU, and they fell down 8-16. And then when they met LSU again is when Fish Sauce joined the team, and then they won 16-8 and then 16-11, and it was a completely different team. We actually get to talk to Fish Sauce, and he said, yeah, I didn't like how they were playing. I didn't even like how they banned the maps. I didn't see the strategies they were doing. I don't know what they were doing at all. And he is very confident in the interview. He said, people will know more about us. People will see us play. He sounds like a cold-blooded killer. So going into this match against Rochester, I think will be exciting to see if they're able to prove just that.
Yeah, so, I mean, looking at this team, as you mentioned, Fish Sauce, he was the impact player, both from an in-game leader as a captain. Because I made the statement, too. We were in pick bands, and I was going, what is this? Why are you choosing this map? And I lingered on it for a while. I was like, this doesn't make any sense. Why would you choose that? And then, of course, later on, Fish Sauce comes in and says the exact same thing, validating that I know everything that's about Counter-Strike. So that's good.
Best part about that is you just, I won't linger on this very long, and that's how we all know that you're
It's
going
5
to linger
hours
on.
later.
It's 5 days later, Corey, and you're still talking about it.
So good. This is a family-friendly show. All right, so that's going to bring us into our map pick bands. Well, you can't pick on the old guy. That's just not right. So
respects my elders.
that's,
You're right.
That's exactly right. All right, so
It's getting late for you, isn't it?
yeah, it's Nick at night now. All right, so oh, and John had to mute his mic on this one. That's funny. That knows you. All right, so taking a look at the pick bands where it's really important as we're advancing. I'm going to go ahead and look over on this other screen to talk about it where we're showing you pictures of Overpass. UAH banned Train. They banned Vertigo. They banned Mirage. Rochester Institute of Technology, RIT, they banned Dust 2, Nuke, and Inferno, which brings us to our favorite map, is Overpass. And that's going to bring us into our pistol round as we kick things off. We'll go ahead and take it away. And A-Track, you can talk with our team if you haven't got the GoTV info yet. But here we have it. Oh, you're already set and ready to roll? All right, cool. Well, I'll take the pistol here, and then we'll kind of break things out here. But Rochester going to be starting off on the CT side. It looks like we will have a little bout that's happening on the outside with Sav, as he's going to go ahead and say, you know what? That hurt. I'm going to go ahead and backtrack. And that's actually enough of a trigger for UAH to start to rotate here towards the A-bomb site. And Sava's going to go ahead and challenge. He was hoping that he could at least cause a little damage there. But here they come. They're coming in towards the A-bomb site as MJB had joined his teammate. And the bomb is going, it hasn't been planted because they're so fearful of this player right here who's chasing. Oh, what? He doesn't get it. He didn't get it. I wanted it so bad. But more importantly, K22G gets 3.
Wow, that's nutty. all headshots, too. Good aim. It's all about that crosshair placement. Just click the head. That's all they say, right? Just click the head.
How did that all fall together at the end there? It seemed like it was all in favor of UAH, and then we just see him running after him with a knife, and then 1, 2, 3, K22G is able to put them to bed.
Yeah, let's go ahead while we're setting up this round. Let's go ahead and get that replay of what happened in the pistol round, and we'll replay it after this round ends. So as you see, the players are pushing in aggressively here through the bathrooms, and Corrupt is getting himself the first one. He's got his teammates all with him. They're locking down this bomb site, and the bathrooms are closed. You no longer have to shelter in place, but you can't go to the bathroom. As now it is 2-0 in favor of Rochester, and hopefully I'd love to go back to that pistol round just for that last moment, if it's possible. Please help me out here. Make it happen, because I want to see what happened during that round. Maybe we don't have it.
So Corey just says we didn't talk about it much, but I'm actually surprised to see Overpass here. I don't know why UAH, that was the only map that Rochester actually played in this tournament is Overpass, and so they looked very comfortable on it. They looked very good on it. I would think that this is a map they might want to avoid, but something about it they feel at home and comfortable with. We're seeing a 2-0 lead for Rochester to start things off, RIT, and this is the first gun round as Nighthawks actually found an opening on K22G.
Yep, we see we got 2 guys over on B. Farrell getting himself a kill in water there with the MP9. Oh, Fish Sauce going for the 1 kill over here on Zav as well. And Farrell taking some control on the site. His teammates are coming to back him up. But we do have Corrupt and MJB coming down from A. Trying desperately to get there before the bomb gets planted. And now it's a 1v4 situation here. 4 AKs and a FAMAS. This is all a coin flip, right? Coin flip gun. We should make a skin for it that's a coin flip.
At this point, I think it's a coin flip that's like has 4 sides to it, because going against 4 players with the FAMAS while they have AKs is a mighty task, especially since he doesn't have a kit. At this point, you're
more
looking
like a
to
roll of the dice.
I guess they don't have to save. Their money won't be that bad, but it won't be great. I guess he would be happy to walk away with something after them this round, as Titans now trying to avenge his teammate as he was about to get knifed. He might find a knife of his own. He's creeping into place as these players are actually hunting him down, and Titans just going to close it out. First round of the board for UAH. Good stuff from them, good adaptations, and really great openings there from Fish Sauce. As we mentioned, he was the player that turned this team around, and he was able to do all the work. So this is the replay of that pistol round. So there's K22G. He just finds one. He sees his teammate
so clean
around, chasing him down. He's like, guys, I'm falling. Here he is.
He's right here.
Guys, come on.
Guys?
Oh, actually, we see the AWP in the hands of Farrell. So they had enough money to get this gun. So it seems like they intentionally saved enough in that second round.
Yeah, and MJB is the AWPer. And so what you saw out of that is Farrell had a better spawn, and they wanted to leverage it as best as they could. And so he misses the shot, which is, of course, a really difficult shot. And then he exchanges his weapon back with MJB. So we'll see that AWP come back into his hands. And now let's take a look. Will Corrupt hold this angle? Oh, and he gets head dinked, and he just throws him for a loop. And so now we've got them continuing to work this bomb site. Bomb is just kind of sit back and spawn. As now it's starting to make its decision. I think they're probably tossing a couple smokes, maybe. And Sav is look like
Fish Sauce got the 2-piece.
Yeah, let's see as they're just picking them apart now. And this B bomb site may be open. And now we're going to see a retake here. Bomb is just now getting planted. No kits, though. There's a kit right there on the ground, so Farrell can probably just side strafe into it. But now he's out. And MJB had spotted himself one. And he misses there. And Buddy. So UAH, Fish Sauce said it during his interview. He says that he's going to make an impact. They're going to make a splash in this tournament. And there you have it. I actually thought I saw one of the players. We will pause. One of the players from Rochester, I actually saw him sitting. That was Sav. And the fact that I saw him standing there and not shooting, I knew there was something wrong with it. So we will wait for him to get back into the game, as he is, as what we've just been told is that his computer actually crashed. So this is online. Anything can happen. That's why you don't see me phased by anything.
I don't think we've seen a computer crash come in yet. We've had a Windows update. Like you said, we had the Faceit issues that we just had to deal with, Steam updates. We've seen now the new addition of the skins.
I want to backtrack you for a second, because I don't want to call it a Faceit issue. It's the fact that the servers were not updated, and it just takes time for the servers to get rolled over. So I don't want to say, because Faceit's been a good partner for us for this series to be able to allow us to be able to do what we're doing. That's why I wouldn't use the term Faceit issues. I don't want to hey, it's all their fault. No, they just haven't rolled over. They haven't updated their servers at the same time. So, but yes, we've had a gamut of different things that we've had.
Good catch. I do agree. Not trying to shift blame, but just trying to shed lights on why we had some breaks. So
absolutely,
good call out.
Yeah.
And so
now
you
said you've seen everything. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no. Well, we've seen everything but what, A-Track?
I was going to say, has anybody's mom come in and told him to get off the computer yet?
Oh, that would be so funny. Could you imagine in an interview? Yeah, Corey, so this is what... Mom, I'm in an interview. And so this is how we won the round.
Jeffy, what are you doing on the computer again? I thought I told you, 9 p.m., you're done. You playing that Counter-Strike game again, Jeffy?
No, that's pretty much accurate.
That sounded a little bit too much from the heart there, A-Track.
Yeah. Was that a live recording?
That was almost too much of a specific.
That was my wife talking to me, sorry.
Oh. Well, I'm not going to make a comment about that.
Nope. Lives are great.
Yeah.
They are. But sometimes I game too much.
I'm told they're the best.
Yep.
They are the best. Can confirm.
That they are.
Not that I have one, but I'm just being careful.
Hey, that's the right call. That's the right call. As now we're going to wait for Sav to join into the server.
Corey, can we actually take a step back here? This is going to take us 5 rounds back. Did we talk through the bands?
5 rounds back?
Did we talk about the bands and how we got here? Because I wasn't able to write that down in my notes at all.
No, I don't think so.
We did not, and we can talk about it right now. So we'll go ahead and get the map pick bands up while we're waiting for Sav to join back in here, so you can write it down so you have a log of it.
By the way, I get confused every time he says Corey because I'm not sure if he's talking to you.
Yeah, that's a valid statement.
I know you're calling you guys are like 8-track and I'm used to being called a number for the past 6 years, but sometimes I get thrown off a little bit.
It's okay. It happens. The difference is I'm able to make visual contact with John here. So
It's true. And at least you spell your name the right way.
that's
So
right,
that's
up
good.
top. I'm with you on that one.
Yeah.
See? Even Corey knows.
Yeah. See, Corey knows too.
I don't like this
Anyways.
dynamic going on here. I feel uncomfortable.
You don't like this?
You know, maybe I should just let you two do all the casting the rest of this.
All right, sounds good. All right, so Rochester, we're back in action as Sav has joined back into the server. And let's see, they've got their 5-man stack happening inside of the B bomb site. And right there around the corner is going to be Nighthawk. Nighthawk says,
Oh my gosh!
thank you.
3-piece.
A quick little secession with that single clip or the single mag in the AK.
You don't want to piss off the gun community by saying clip when you mean mag.
Yep, that's why I corrected myself. So
It's
here
all
we
down to Zav here.
Yeah.
Oof. Just gets plugged. Yeah, that wasn't happening.
Yeah, UAH taking the lead against Rochester. As we take another look, here's that complete control and annihilation. But Saab doing a good job, though, at least stopping that, because there is more bullets to be had.
There was, and they kind of just ran into his crosshairs. I was watching his aim. He just kind of kept it at the same place, and they kept walking into him. So coincidentally, the player that didn't walk into his crosshair was the player that took him out. But now we see the AWP in the hands of CTL. Is it CTL or
CTL,
Control?
yep, you're correct.
CTL.
Yep. Because I think that's his actual real initials.
Gotcha. So Nighthawk not having success this time is going to be met by the guns. But Fish Sauce, this guy has been lights out on the B bomb site. Every time he goes in, he's getting at least 2 to his name. But now it's an evened up round. In round number 6, the AWP still in the hands of CTL. And ooh, Titan T getting very far forward and just finding himself in no man's land there as MJB is going to take him down. They're going to get back to the site. And Bomb is still very far away from any of these players. They still have a minute left to make something happen here. But at some point, they've got to start making their move.
That was a good molly.
Yeah.
Right in the barrels there where they like to hide.
And I think Soft played that well, though. I think he pushed forward instead of side strafing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's actually, I think that's a really good tactic, because I see a lot of players that side strafe out and go towards water or go towards the pit and get completely annihilated. And he actually pushed forward towards the pillar, which continues to give him that cover. And so now we see CTL pushing in with the op, but he's so loud that Farrell's going to go ahead and pre-fire, and Sav is going to be there with him as well. And Rochester tying this one back up with Alabama.
Yep, here we go into round 7. It looks like we're going to have another op on Rochester's side. Some M4s, a FAMAS, and then all AKs and an op from UAH.
Yeah, you're seeing 2 players from UAH, Titan T and CTL, only having 1 frag in the game. So we'll see if CTL can find a groove. But MJB, he wants that one. He feels that he probably should have that one. Really like that knife. I think it's a good combination with their actual team name and everything to their mascot. But Nighthawk, who is opening this up here towards the B bomb site, he is winning gunfights. And K22G is a lethal player, but he keeps winning the fights. And CTL giving some really good cover there. He does trade in the end with Farrell and Titan T. This UAH team, Bishaw said he wanted to make a stance. He wanted to be able to prove himself and prove his team is right here where they need to be. And so I think this is the perfect tournament for them to do so, too.
Oh, and that was a nice
that nade,
grenade.
though.
Banking it from downtown. He better have called his shot there. It was a bank shot, but I'm sure he'll be happy with that one regardless. As now Corrupt's pushing to the site. He's going to hear the bomb going down. They've got kits. Oh, excuse me, they have a singular kit, and that is the hands of Corrupt. Now he gets back safely towards Sandvix. That was a risky move, but now they've made it there, but they find themselves smoked off. They've got an HE in the hands. Now Buddy's going to be flanking. He's going to be found, but MJB swinging a bit too tight, not playing with his teammate now, and it's a little bit dicey. He's going to be pushing through the smoke in just a moment, and actually he won't even make it through. So MJB finding 2 in the round for himself. Not kicking himself for missing that first shot at the beginning, but he's happy that his team's able to get 4th on the board. 4-7 now in favor of Rochester as they walk away with 2 AWPs from that last round.
Yeah, so one of the things that I would wanted to see from UAH there is that they did spot the player jump across being CTL. What I'd like to have seen is that CTL would have wrapped around into going back and joined up with his teammate on Monster because it was smoked off. CTL had a tough spot to be in, and that choke point was locked down. And so if we would have saw both of the players pushing up together and being able to hold from Monster and be able to get that peak, I think they may have had a better chance in the round. But that smoke was so pivotal for RIT to make the score currently 4-3 right now.
Yep, and again we see we got 2 Zoomy boys on Rochester side, 1 Zoomy boy over on UAH, but it's a scout, so not going to hit as hard. But if you can hit those headshots, I heard they actually nerfed the jumping scout, didn't they? Ooh, nice shots there from Corrupt.
I don't know if
slow patient game.
Yeah, that information I actually don't know. I haven't been paying attention to. I mean, I use the scout a lot, but I don't try to jump scout with it as much. So I'm pretty sure they probably did because for some players that is pretty OP. But right now you've got CTL out of the round, so that scout is been checked out.
Yeah, just another slow patient game, waiting for the pick here. UAH is already down 1 player with the 4 AKs. Their Zoomy is gone. Titan just holding it up. Oh, they left the bomb in party as well. This is probably going to go for a rotate to B here through connector.
Look at
there
this.
we go.
You've actually got 1 player. Oh, that was Fish Sauce, who made it was so far into the round. He is almost to the B bomb site. And now you've got the last 2 alive. 15 seconds left here in the round, and they're going to go ahead and save these AKs now. And
yeah, but at that point, they were too patient in the beginning and just ran out of time at the end there. Couldn't get a pick on anybody. So the 2v5 is just not worth it.
Now as we head into round number 9, it's 5-3 in favor of Rochester. These 2 save.
You do not do that.
Oh, Nighthawk, you're getting risky there. Now something I wanted to call out is look at Buddy and Nighthawk, $0.
Yep.
And now 2 of his teammates joining him at 0, and CTL, the only other player, at 50. So even if they win this round, they are still on broken money. I just want to call that out, as it sometimes feels like you want to lose just to get yourself some money, as Corrupt's not able to find the shot. They haven't had any luck at the very beginning of these rounds, but they're going to find out very quickly that they're going against an eco. And there it is, the follow-up from Corrupt. He finds it onto Buddy. That was one of the saved AKs. They're going to quickly pick that up now in the hands of Fish Sauce.
Oh,
ooh, nice trade there. Excuse me, nice find there from Fish Sauce as MJB is able to shut Titan T down. They're going to be hunting for him, and Nighthawk's able to come out on top once again, and that's going to be the bomb site is theirs. There is 2 players now rotating on site. This is a 2v2. They're going to plant towards restrooms, and they're going to make it comfortable for themselves. These players, one of them's going from dumpsters. CTL shoots a little early, and he's lost a little bit of control, but players are coming on the site. They stack together, and Nighthawk's able to walk away with 4 in the round. Just as I said, they had no money. He had $0 in that round. He walks away with $47.50.
Jeez. That's the second time today that people have just lined up for the double kill there, huh? Except it was a 3-piece with the AUG on Mirage, right?
Well, he had found 1 pick earlier, and then there was 2 players after that. It was a 3 kills total. It was a close enough time frame, that we could count it as the 3-piece, as you mentioned. As we're seeing now a little bit of a faster hit coming out from Nighthawk. He's going to be standing in fire, taking a bit of damage there, and he's just making himself in that comfortable position. We've had so much success from Nighthawk here. Something that you've mentioned, Corey, K22G has been lights out for this Rochester team and the group brackets, but this is the playoffs. You've got to step up one more time in this bracket, and even more so, as we're seeing 3 players on the B bomb site. Once again, the bomb pretty far back towards the T sides. They don't want to make any far commitments as Titan T is able to find MJB. Pushing very far forward towards Fountain and towards Playground. Might be kicking himself for that one now, Corey.
Let's see, they're going to be perfect angle here. Coming in for K2G, they drop, and he picks up 3. No one was watching that angle. You have to question it over time. And the fact is that K2GG found the opening, and the damage has been done. Now Titan T and his teammate CT. Oh my, no. That was through the wood. And now he's going to join up with his teammate CTL. It's down to a 2-on-3. 30 seconds left here in the round. And they actually rotated towards the A bomb site. Out of that mix, they had rotated, and now they're already starting to come back, so they're slightly out of position here. Good molly coming in, and that's going to keep K22G back, and they're going to be able to try to get this bomb planted. But why? Why would you be able to push up like that? you're just asking for trouble, as they didn't try to have any conflict there, and so now the score is 6-4. But you got to give it back to K22G, finding the opening and getting himself 3. And here's the little move that we saw coming in from him, and backtracking it out of there. And here's another one coming in at the very end of the round. 6-4. John, this has been a weird fight. This is not the case. This is not the Rochester that we were expecting.
Oh my goodness, absolutely burning alive. And Farrell just sprays through the wall, and he finds 3. Before you can even ask me the question, Corey, this round has basically come to a close. It's left a buddy, and they know where he's at now that he's spraying through the smoke. He's making noise. He's just trying to find anything that he can at this point. No way is he even getting close to that gun of Farrell. And that's going to be round number 7 on the board, barring a miracle. Buddy's going to be found, and there closes it out. K2G, nonetheless, is doing well for him and his team. He's got 10 on the board, and Farrell, after that round, is going to have 14. So, Corey, I was going to say the same thing. The Molotov on top, and here we go. 1 and 2. He's going to reload. He's going to see a player pop around just perfectly in time for him to reload. Good. It seems like it couldn't have been any better in his favor there. So, something to mention about that round number 10, they had the bomb plant. And then Corrupt just ran through the smoke, or excuse, one of the players on the side of UH just ran through the smoke, was found by Corrupt. Didn't have to do that. Could have protected his teammate on the bomb site. That would have given him a little bit more money. Now we see them on the AKs. They've got some utility to work with, and they absolutely need this round if they want to have a fighting shot as they start to transition towards that half.
Yeah, Rochester's just pulling away here, 7-4. It's not good for them. But as we see here, MJB on site, A defending with the op. 3 guys right in front of him. CTL taking out MJB. Continue to push up. Nighthawk taking lead here. There comes the molly from Corrupt. Trying to get some control on the site here. The CTL's pushing up nice and tight and close. Up on Optimus. Oh, he's right next to Corrupt. I don't think Corrupt knows he's there. No, he doesn't. Here comes site control. Oh, and he gets shot from truck. Oof. Everybody's rotating over now. 4v2, K22G and Zav, last 2 alive on the CT side. Just sitting dumpster. Oh, they're going for the boost.
Yeah, the players have already
I think it's
rotated
a little too late.
towards B. Yeah, they've already
they're already rotating.
B. Yeah, they're already in B, getting the bomb planted. Kind of curious.
Just a little too late.
Yeah, looking at it, I mean, right now it is it's 10-18 on the East Coast for Rochester. I mean, we're talking about gamers. I mean, time doesn't necessarily should make an impact. I mean, but you know, Rochester has the lead. They've won some rounds, but they're just not as polished as what we're kind of expecting. Not taking away from UAH. UAH playing really well. Some of these gunfights. I mean, what we just saw from CTL. I mean, we're on board with MJB with his op, and we just saw how fast CTL was able to take him out with the AK. And look at that Nighthawk. Oh my!
Wow!
What?
Just finishing him off.
What is? Again, I think UAH is playing really, really well. There's just a couple moves that they're doing that were not right, but their gun control is incredible.
That it is, and I will say there is some questionable play, as Corey's you and me both were scratching our heads in that last round. Little confusing as to why MJB felt the need to push so far forward with that AWP. He had a pretty good angle for himself, and then we saw, I think it was Corrupts, just finding himself in no man's land and no real way to fall back, as now we see CTL picking up MJB. That's going to open up Connector. They're going to open up the door, try to make some noise. They're going to see that there's nothing on the other side. This is an eco round. Well, it's kind of like a half eco, as we see some players only on CZ. That's Farrell, and then an MP9 on the side of Corrupt.
They did buy out, so they're not saving of any sort. But one of the things that you mentioned about MJB, I was really more shocked about how awesome the shot from CTL was. I mean, I was watching from MJB's standpoint. I mean, we were watching from MJB's standpoint, and it was just so lethal. I mean, there's no way as the operator to be able to make that react to a shot like that. So, the fact that, again, UAH winning some really good gunfights, and why Corrupt is peaking that one, I still don't know. But he does have one on the board. They know exactly where he's at. But good timing. I'll give him a kudos for that one, because he peeked out at the right time as he started to push out. He was trapped, and he had to peek. Otherwise, he would have been completely collapsed upon. Now the bomb is working its way here towards the A bomb site. Smoke's coming in here to the bomb site. And Sov, from the truck, he finds himself one. And, Fish Sauce is able to take him out. Now it's down to a
1v2 here.
1-on-2. Yeah, let's see if Fish Sauce can be able to win this one. As they're working their angles. And Fish Sauce, this is, oh my, what? That should not happen. And that also should not happen. So there you have it. Fish Sauce making some really, I mean, there's so many players from UAH that have some really great accuracy. They're just, some of them, they're just not positioning themselves well. Like that's really where the difference is Rochester is just playing well. They're positioning themselves well. They're throwing the right smokes. They're setting the right angles. They're wall banging in the right places. But whenever it comes down to a one-on-one gunfight, UAH is just getting the upper hand. But whenever you push through smokes, whenever you're not in the right angle, when you pull out the wrong weapon, those are the wrong cues that are happening for UAH. Because otherwise, if we're just looking at gunfights, UAH should be winning this. But the reality is Rochester is currently playing as a better team against UAH.
Yeah, I think it's brains versus brawn here. Honestly, it's a lot of skill and precision on one team, but the other team's outsmarting them with the angles that they're holding and making it easier for themselves to not be seen as much. And like it's all about the angles in this game. This game is like 90% map knowledge. Actually, we'll say 60% map knowledge, 40% accuracy, I think.
And they've cleared out the B bomb site just like that. But there is a rotation happening. MJB getting himself into position. This is what we were talking about. But they're already anticipating it. There's the firebomb. And again, why? Why would you walk out like as if there's nothing there? So there's just little details that's separating Rochester and UAH. As Fish Sauce was still stuck inside of that smoke, and MJB, he now knows where this player is at, and he wins the gunfight, the much-needed gunfight, and he'll get this defused 9-5 now in favor of Rochester.
Jeez, it's almost, I don't know, it's weird. I feel like UAH should be winning some of these rounds. Like that last round, they had control of the site, they were holding their angles. It's just that the positioning was way off.
Yeah, you saw
he was sitting at the half wall there and didn't have any cover. He couldn't go left because he had the stack of plywood right there, so he couldn't move left to get out of the way. If he went right, he's exposing himself more.
Right.
And it's just positioning.
Great shot there. That's what MJB has been wanting to do this entire game, and it takes the final round of the first half for him to be able to do so. So maybe Rochester, because I expect more from Rochester from gunplay. I think they're a high caliber team, and oh my goodness, there has to be some other X factor that I can't see. And so during the half, I'm going to ask you, since you're in GoTV, I'm going to ask you to take a look at the actual pings, but we'll talk about that in a second. Yeah, we'll look at that here in a second, because there has to be some X factor that I'm just not seeing from our overlay. But as you've got it, you got Titan T, who's got 20 HP, and all 5 players from Rochester are here alive. And it looks like they're going to be attacking here towards the A bomb site. Corrupt holding this one down. And we'll see. Now there's going to be able to start. Oh, Corrupt, great control. And he's just pulling down too far. But that's going to be okay because he has teammates to spare. Rochester, as we can see it, and I'm looking at the pings right now while we have the scoreboard up. There's no difference, so that I'm going to take that.
No, it's not that bad.
It's actually better for Sov.
I was about to say.
Sov's got 15 HP.
And he's
the
lowest
15
on his
ping.
team.
15 HP. 15.
You were asking me what the ping, oh, there must be some X factor, and I immediately pulled up the scoreboard and was looking at ping, and I was like, that's not it.
Exact same, yeah.
The only one who has the best advantage is Sov with 15 HP, but we see him on the
15
scoreboard.
milliseconds. Yeah, I baited you into it. Yeah, 15 milliseconds. So.
Oh, you.
Yeah, I said HP last time, so it is milliseconds. Yep.
Thanks, Corey. But
My
as we
internet's
get
only
into
got 15 health points.
Exactly.
Nighthawk finds himself a nice first pick, not able to repeat the performance as Farrell quickly removes him from the round. And they were getting the bomb down now as K22G as they find another one, and that is Fish Sauce in water. Fish cannot swim in that water as they cake him out. As Farrell's now got 21 kills for himself, and he's trying to stack those up. As, oh my goodness, he finds another nice shot. He runs out of bullets. He pulls out the knife, and K22G is able to find it for himself. So that is a very quick and a very clean pistol round coming out from Rochester. 11 on the board now, 11-5. Corey, we talked about this game pretty close, and I will say UAH getting 5 on the board on the T side is a nice feat for themselves, but once again, we saw Rochester on overpass twice when we first saw them play, and the first time was close, and the second time was not close. So UAH, I'm a little bit concerned as to why they want to go for this map pick. Maybe they feel comfortable with it, and so we'll have to just see how it unfolds and see how good their defense can be. As we see in this round number 17, we're seeing a very fast A-long push, and there's actually no one to even hear those footsteps. The next player who's going to even see that is CTL, and it seems like Buddy is once again, they're just perfectly getting out of position and don't even realize it.
Yeah, well, they're looking to see if there's a quick push, and then Buddy's just like thunder-footing around. And, yeah, you're absolutely going to get taken advantage of. And Farrell actually finds both of them because I believe CTL probably pulled away from his position once he heard his teammate was under gunfire. And now pushing in is going to be Sav, and I think UAH may be already down and out of this game so fast.
Yep.
As now Fish
Sauce coming from connector. It's over.
Yeah. So this is basically going to wrap this one up as Corrupt spots him through the smoke and gets the head dink. 12-5. You know, the one thing that you know, we talk about Rochester has had this. They've of course been winning rounds. They've got a good start to the first half, and you know, the only thing that I've been talking about is that their gun control has not been as polished. They're not winning gunfights, but they have been winning as a team. And what we're seeing, or out positioning their opponent, and what we're seeing now is they can start to find their gun control and start winning gunfights. And at that point, they're just going to put their pedal to the metal and just make it work from here. As you can see them just, oh, wow. They get shut down. I went through this whole storyline to amplify it, and then they get shut down. As Sav is now the last one alive here. But, of course, this is they have not upgraded. And UAH immediately jumped to getting these weapons here.
Well, you say they didn't upgrade it, so they're going to have a gun round from themselves. But on the flip side, UAH completely forced into that round. Well, let's see here. Okay, so they lost a pistol, and then they lost the following round. So I was 1 round off there. They just fully buzzed what they could. It was a normal gun round for them. They didn't lose anything at all. They didn't. Well, they lost some utility, but they didn't lose any of their guns. So now they're able to get some upgrades where they can. They've got an AK. They've got 4 kits, 4 head armors. The only person without head armor is Titan T. Now we see the AKs come out, and this gun round is going to be very telling to see how this round might go. And Corey, we're going to have to keep out for the aim here because that's the storyline that you're building off of, and I do agree with you that UAH has got some stellar aim, and now since they have the angular advantage being on the CT side, I want to just see how they can use it. Because a lot of times I've been noticing they just run in and they're not quite able to find it. But whenever it comes to a post-plan situation and they're able to set themselves up, I think those are the situations in which they're trying to find themselves in. So I could think they could have a very strong CT side for themselves. Oh, God, not like that, though. MJB, that was quick.
Yeah, I think we're going to start seeing Rochester get hot. And I think this game is going to be over faster. Because, again, that's the only difference between these two teams. And I think it's harder for UAH to find the right angles, find the right compositions, the right tactics. Because I think RIT Rochester can start to warm up, and all it takes is just a couple really nice shots, and then the rest of it, you just feel like you can go above and beyond. And now they start to head over here towards the A bomb site. Flashbangs coming out, and goes immediately for the plant. And gets taken out there. Now they're going to go and backtrack to pick up the bomb, but they already see the flank coming in. And so doesn't really make a huge impact on them. But now they pick up the round 13-6. They are
this is rough.
Now they're starting to take away with this one. And again, Fish Sauce, he wanted to be able to say that his team can be able to prove a point. I think his team's got some great aim.
And just as you say his name, he takes 30 hits of damage there.
That's a little pat on the back from a teammate.
Yeah, except with the knife.
Yeah, there's a mosquito there, like you like to slap away.
Yeah, just watching out his buddy's back, you know.
I have claimed.
He took scratching your back a little too seriously.
Yeah, John at the desk has actually claimed a couple mosquitoes, and actually he's gotten one throughout these past 9 days.
One was a mosquito, the other one was a fly.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yep. Not quite both mosquitoes. We haven't seen any mosquitoes since then, so I asserted my dominance in my positioning as CTL was trying to do the same. He found 1 kill earlier, but MJB he's starting to get snappy with this AK. We saw him actually take out CTL last time as well. So he's got his number. He's known his position both of these times. As they're looking to regroup, perhaps get that bomb and make their way towards B, as we see that Farrell's found the pick on Nighthawk, and he's only got 1 health, and Krup's going to open his way up to Fish Sauce. That's going to open up the B bomb site temporarily, but Titan's rotated his way over, and so is Buddy. They're going to run in regardless, and they want this bomb site. They're going to find one now as Titan reveals his position with that MP9 from way far away. And this one should close out round number 20. We only see the Deagle in the hands of Buddy.
1 Deagle versus 4 AKs.
Yeah, that is a tough task. I don't care who you are. That is almost an impossible task to do. There is one player on 1 HP, and that is Pharaoh, and he's going to find himself very quickly getting to the back of sight. And Buddy says, you know what? I'm going to try to go to heaven. I saw what Trinity Lord was able to do from this position. I want to repeat that. And he's going to find Pharaoh, and just not able to get the control. And there we go.
Oh, wow.
Finds the body shot. It was the player with 1 HP. So not a headshot, and he's just trying to find exits at this point, as he was able to take away 1 weapon of the hands. As you see on the other side, there's players such as Sav, who's got $0 in the bank, so won't be able to get really much for himself. He's got 3,500. I believe the 8K is 27, so someone's going to have to throw one over as he buys armor for himself, and that's 14 on the board.
You got a really important comment to make. That Deagle Blaze should not be disgraced with so many stickers on it.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention to that.
Yeah, that
was it the Oxide Blaze or was it just the Blaze?
that part I don't know, but it should not be cluttered with that many stickers.
I agree. I love that skin. So.
Yeah, Buddy kicking this round off. He says, "You know what, Dunn? I don't care." As he brings out, I think that was Asimov, AWP. But there you have it.
Weren't they supposed to not have these skins on? Isn't that what?
No. They can have gun skins on.
The character skins.
It's the character skins.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Yeah.
The character skins, but we still have seen a few players. They've adjusted. They've fixed their files. We did not ban custom player skins in this tournament. It is frowned upon. I've seen so many players try to make that jump, and he just does it with ease.
Yeah, I would say I think that's
so
the number
good.
1 most missed jump we've seen in this tournament.
It is, which is funny.
Second place is definitely the Mirage window.
Yeah, which would
balcony.
be expected.
Well, CTL
They added that boost in for it now though.
Yep. Well, he's referencing going from window to catwalk. And so here we go. Now their Farrell's been able to pick up with his teammate. They've dropped 2 of them, and now it's left up to Titan T and Fish Sauce.
Bomb is down, and there goes Krup's going to pick it up, and he's just going to immediately plant. As this is a 2v2 retake without a kit. Fish Sauce is still alive, and he's got a... Oh, he just looks away, and that was awful timing there for UAH. We saw CTO getting picked off at the very beginning, just looked away at the last second with his AWP and got picked up, and that's what actually gave them the bomb site. So now we see 15-6 as Rochester is match point. UAH has got to dig deep, dig their heels in, and they've got to find something in this round, or else they will begin their lower bracket run. And what the teams we see in the lower bracket are UTD, MTU, Purdue, MUOH, that's the Miami University of Ohio, St. Clair, and Pittsburgh. I don't know if I said Drexel or not, but I'll say it again, Drexel. So that's 8 teams soon to be if UAH loses this round.
And you can see that UAH is just squeezing all the money, all the guns they can out of the money that they had with 2 Deagles, 2 FAMASas, and an MP9. It's very minimal utils here. And they're already down on health, getting sprayed through the smoke there by Farrell.
Oh, man. This is not ending well for UAH.
Impending doom.
Yeah, so this is one of the things that you'll kind of take away. Of course, we're in the playoff bracket. Over the past 8 days, each of these teams played a ton of maps in a single day. And this time, we were only asking teams to play 1 map or 1 match, whether it goes into a best of 3 as well. So UAH, they only had a chance here once. They, of course, they're not. The game's not over yet, but I will start writing their obituary to the lower bracket. So UAH, they have better chances here, but you can see they're working their way into the bomb site. There, it's going to be Farrell. It is now down to a 4-on-3, and Nighthawk, you've had so many great gunfights, and that's the one you lose. And now it's left up to Fish Sauce and Titan T. As Titan T finds an opening, but this could be all she wrote. And through the wall as Fish Sauce peeks his shoulder out, and there's going to be the headshot through the wall. And so 16-6 is going to be your final score, going in favor of Rochester. So RIT playing. Again, I thought that they had one thing left that they needed to do, and it was just to start winning gunfights, and they started doing it, and that's why the separation happened pretty drastically in the very tail end of that first half. But A-Track, give me some comments. What did you think of those 3 maps that we had seen today with you guys?
2 maps.
Oh, you saw 3. No, you saw 3.
And we saw Overpass twice.
No,
I'm
sorry.
sorry. Sorry, I forgot that.
He meant the literal maps. Corey's out. Corey, I can take it from here. So I'm going to use a different word to make it make more sense. A-Track, what did you think of those 3 matches that we saw?
Okay. The first one was nuts. There was some crazy plays in that first one. The second one was like we said, a chess game. It was a lot of back and forth, and at the end it was a pull through. And the one that we just saw was just 2 different sides of it was a team with really, really good aim, like you were saying. The gunfights were nuts. It was very heavily sided for them, but when it came down to holding angles and jump spots, peak spots, all that stuff, the knowledge on Rochester was a lot more I guess diverse. They seem to know how to work the map really well, which is obviously why it got picked, I think. So
well, there we have it. Those are our 8 matches of the day. What a great way to kind of see some of this stuff. And, John, I'm going to let you keep pointing at me with your pen. What you got?
No, I didn't have to say. I'm just kidding. I had something to say, and I was going to say, yeah, and there you have it. That's what we saw today for our first round of playoffs. And, Corey, we did not see the lower seed take any matches. Yep. If you're looking on paper, then the team that was expected to win was the team that won today. We got pretty close a few times. Northeastern against Pittsburgh went 16-14. UTD went 16-13 against RMU. Didn't quite take it out there.
Let's take a look at the bracket while we do this.
Yeah, it's just so we could get a visual aid. Like you said, you are a visual learner, and so as we just go from the top of the day, you see Rob Morris versus UTD. That was actually a fantastic match.
That was a lot of fun, yeah.
ASOS was a lot of fun to watch in that match. And as we start kind of going down through the day, even UConn versus MCU, the scoreline didn't quite match up, but that was a fun one just because we saw Ray and Q, the dynamic duo, those guys just running into the A bomb site saying, hey, this is yours? No, this is ours, as they went in there just entry fragging as they could. Then 16-3 on the side of VCU. Just Drexel could not find their stride, could not find any openings at all. And then Kennesaw versus Purdue. That one was a lot closer than it showed. Kennesaw, they were a little bit shaky. The comment we kept making throughout that one was that they can win many rounds in a row and they can lose many rounds in a row. So despite seeing 16-8, I thought that one was actually pretty close. Pittsburgh's got a pretty good team, and they shouldn't feel bad about that loss. We saw Rochester versus UAH, or yes, I said that right. UAH just now. That one was not quite as close. They said they had a lot of good showings from themselves as UAH. Just the structured play proving to be a little too much. Northeastern versus Pittsburgh. You see 16-14. Northeastern just, both of us this thinking to ourselves, we weren't really feeling that impressed with their play. Something was definitely off as the last time we saw, because I even remember making comments as Valens is the IGL. He was the guy wearing the doctor outfit. He had, all the attire, and we said, he's looking great. He's coaching his team, and they're doing exactly what they need. The comment I made was his team is sick, so he needs to write them a prescription. They didn't look that sick today, but they were able to look sick enough to move on. And then we see UCF. That was absolutely the best match of the day. Even though that was 16-5, that was
it was just fun to watch. Yeah, it was just fun to watch.
That was absolutely the most fun. And then we see Kansas State versus St. Clair. St. Clair putting up a great fight for themselves, not able to put up a good enough fight, and Kansas State behind the back of Pure Penguin as he got 34 kills in that map.
Yeah, so there's your upper bracket, and just kind of reiterate some of the matches that we'll be seeing as well. You've got UCF versus Kansas State, RIT, Northeastern, VCU, Kennesaw. We'll be seeing these in the remainder days. Let's go ahead and take a look at the lower bracket and where this stands now. UTD will now have to face off against Michigan Tech University. That is a best of 3. Everything you see here in the lower bracket, every single one of these are best of 3s. So Drexel will face off against Purdue. And then we've got UAH versus Pittsburgh. And then we have Miami University, Ohio versus St. Clair. And this is your lower bracket and how it shapes up right now. And let's go ahead and kind of give you an update of where things stand at this point for tomorrow. This is currently how tomorrow's schedule is laid out. We'll talk with the teams. Maybe we might need to make an adjustment here or there, but this is currently where the schedule lies. We start off with 2 loser bracket matchups. UTD will face off against Michigan Tech University in the very beginning of the day. They kicked off our very first part of today, and UTD will kick off it again tomorrow. Then we've got Drexel versus Purdue will be the next matchup. And then, sadly, we'll see 2 teams go home at that point. So we'll see. Of course, we've seen a lot of teams actually be sent home. We've seen 12 teams be sent home out of this tournament already just from group play. We'll see 2 more that will be the first ones to leave the playoffs. And then after that, we've got RMU. They'll be facing off against UConn. That is a best of 1. That'll be a great matchup. You'll want to check that one out. And then we'll also have VCU versus Kennesaw. That will be a good game to watch. And then we look at the second part of the day at 8 p.m. You've got RIT. They'll be facing against Northeastern. That will be a good one. And then UCF versus Kansas State. So we'll at least see the 4 matchups in the upper bracket round 2. That will be coming up in the later part of the evening. And we'll still be joined with 8-Track will join us for the last few matches of the day as well. So that's what you have. That's what we currently see for our schedule. Of course, there might be a few little adjustments that we might make to try to be able to help accommodate for a lot of these collegiate teams. But the reality is we have to stay true. We confirm with the teams. We make sure that they're good with it before we actually make any adjustments. So that's what we're going to try to do, but we try to be as accommodating as possible here in this tournament. So, John, I'll ask you, and then I'll ask 8-Track next. John, what are some of your takeaways from today?
Well, my main takeaway from today is I think in my heart I believe that UCF is the team to beat in this tournament. It sounds like a lot of the other teams believe the same, as they want revenge, and that's the storyline that we've been building this whole time. RMU struggled at the beginning with UTD. UTD is one of the higher ranked tournament teams that we've seen here, and they had a great game for themselves. So I wouldn't say it's that surprising that they struggled that much. It was 2 good teams playing against one another, but I would say UCF is just seriously on another level. As far as like their whole team performance, everyone's stepping up. We haven't seen anyone really even having a slow match. Everyone's aim is always on point. Their utility is just perfect. And on the side of RMU, they're playing differently. And since we saw many Bisons come out for many players, I mean they're messing around a little bit more, which I think mentality-wise, they're fine. In some instances, they're number 1 seed. But you have to wonder if they start doing that too much and get too careless, if their mindset slips past that versus UCF. We even interviewed them. They said, we're taking every match as if this is a very serious match. They're taking everyone as if it's a fully competitive match, and they're absolutely showing it. They're staying crisp with their play. They're staying crisp with their teamwork. They're staying crisp with one another. So going against RMU versus UConn, I am actually very curious to see how that one shakes up, because Q and Ray have looked so hot in this tournament.
They're fun to watch.
And they are fun to watch. But, I mean, on top of being fun to watch, their aim is just great. They're great entry fraggers.
Absolutely. 8-Track, what are some of the comments that you've got from the 3 maps that you had seen today?
So from the 3 matches that I saw, I'm going to have to agree. UCF was sick to watch. That was awesome. It was definitely a very even spread for players across the board. It was, like you said, it was all within 5 of each other, around 20. Which is nuts. You never see that. You always see one person that's way down low, or one person that's always way up high. And the team seems like they can adapt really well. So I'm excited to see what they're going to be able to do next time. Get aggressive, take those sites, and it's going to be awesome.
Awesome. Well, thank you for all those comments. Of course, 8-Track will be joining us again tomorrow. He'll only be just joining us throughout the rest of this playoff. So thank you for that. All right, so that's going to be wrapping things up here at Esports Stadium Arlington. The U.S. Army presents Reload Collegiate CSGO Invitational. We're done with upper round 1. We still have 5 more days of Counter-Strike to play. And so please tell a friend, talk about these matches that you've seen, and we'll continue to see how this all shapes up in the end. So for myself, Corey Dunn, Jonathan No, 8-Track from Fort Knox. We'll see you tomorrow right here from Esports Stadium Arlington.